Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We are about to start a brand new game. Thank you for joining me. This is Bowman, and today we are starting our adventure of Planescape Torment. I can't wait. I've heard so much about this game. It's similar to... It's going to be sort of similar style, sort of similar interface of that of Baldur's Gate in those games, but from what I've heard, it's a little bit different in some ways, so we will just have to see about that. So, without further ado, let's get started on Planescape Torment. Interesting cinematic. Okay, so I believe this is the point where we sort of customize our character here, the nameless one. Let's see. So we've got 21 points to spend. I wonder if we just... sort of evened everything out as much as we could. Because I'm not really sure exactly which way we want to go here. Give me 1 second to figure out what I want to do, and I shall be back. Okay, I think I finally figured out sort of what I want to do. So, I think I want to... I know sort of the last character I did in Baldur's Gate was sort of like a fighter and just sort of bashed everything. So I think I want to make this character a little bit different. So I made him a little bit more on the wisdom and intelligence side, while still keeping a sort of above average number in strength and dexterity. And unfortunately that sort of took a hit to our constitution and charisma, but that should be okay for now. So, I think we are good to go.
Hey, Chief. You okay? You playing corpse or you putting the blinds on the dusties? I thought you were a deader for sure.
Who are you? Who am I? How about you, Start? Who are you? I don't know. I can't remember. You can't remember your name? Huh, well, next time you spend a night in this burg, go easy on the bub. Name is Morty. I'm trapped in here too. Trapped? Yeah, since you haven't had time to get your legs yet, here's a chant. I've tried all the doors, and this room is locked tighter than a chastity belt. We're locked in? Where? What is this place? It's called the mortuary. It's a big black structure with all the architectural charm of a pregnant spider. The mortuary? Am I dead? Not from where I'm standing. You've got scars, aplenty though. Looks like some brick painted you, with a knife. All the more reason to give you this place a lap before whoever carved up you comes back to finish the job. Scars? How bad are they? Well, the carvings on your chest aren't too bad, but the ones on your back... Say... Looks like you got a whole tattoo gallery on your back, Chief. Spells out something. Tattoos on my back, what do they say? Huh, looks like you came with directions. Let's see. Starts with, I know you feel like you've been drinking a few kegs of Styx wash, but you need to center yourself. Among your possessions is a journal. That'll shed some light on the dark matter. Farad can fill you in on the rest of the chant if he's not in the dead book already. Farad? Does it say anything else? Yeah, there's a bit more. Let's see. It goes on. Don't lose the journal, or we'll be up the sticks again. And whatever you do, do not tell anyone who you are or what happens to you, or they'll put you on a quick pilgrimage to the crematorium. Do what I tell you. Read the journal, and then find Farad. No wonder my back hurts. There's a damn novel written there. As for that journal I'm supposed to have with me, was there one with me when I was lying here? No, you were stripped to the skins when you arrived here. Besides, looks like you got enough of a journal pinned on your body. What about Farad? Do you know him? Nobody I know, but then again, I don't know many people. Still, some Burks gotta know where to find Farad. Once we get out of here, that is. How do we get out of here? Well, the doors are locked, so we'll need the key. Chances are one of them walking corpses in this room has it. Walking corpses? Yeah, the mortuary keepers are dead bodies, are cheap labor. The corpses are dumb as stones, and they're harmless, and won't attack you unless you attack first. Is there some other way? I don't want to kill them just for the key. What do you think is going to hurt their feelings? They're dead. But if you want a bright side to this, if you kill them, at least they'll have a rest before their keepers raise them up to work again. Well, alright, I'll take one of them down and get the key. Now, search yourselves in the room for a weapon to attack the zombies with. When you find one, press R2 and select inventory. Alright, I'll look for one. Alright, thanks for the advice.
Done.
This door's locked, you'll need a key. Got some bandages. Scalpel. Alright, you found the scalpel. Now get to those corpses and don't worry. I'll stay back and provide valuable tactical advice. Alright. Let's see. We want inventory. There we go. Morty. Eyeball. Interesting. Oh. This corpse looks like someone turned inside out. A machine at the head of the table has peeled the skin off of the forehead to direct access to the skull. Oh, these barrels contain a murky liquid. It smells like a cross between a vinegar and formaldehyde. Alright. This corpse stops and stares blankly as you approach. The number 782 is carved into its forehead, and his lips have been stitched close. The faint smell of formaldehyde emanates from the body. I'm looking for a key. Do you happen to have one? This looks like the lucky prisoner here, Chief. Look, he's got a key there in his hand. I need that key, corpse. Looks like you're not long for this world. Alright. This corpse's head rolls back and forth on its shoulders. Judging from the angle of the neck, it looks like he may have been hung. The number 825 has been painted on the side. It was nice talking to you. Farewell. Bandages. Alright. Well, got some bandages. Let's see. A system of rails running through the whole room. Looks like the slabs in the room can be moved around on these rails. Oh, interesting. Door's locked. Door's locked. Psst. Some advice, Chief. I'd keep it quiet from here on. No need to put any more corpses in the dead book than necessary. Especially the Femmies. Plus, killing them might draw the caretakers here. I don't think you mentioned it before. Who are these caretakers? They call themselves dustmen. You can't miss them. They have an obsession with black and rigor mortis of the face. They're an adult bunch of ghoulish death worshippers. They believe everyone should die sooner better than later. I'm confused. Why do these dustmen care if I escape? Were you listening? I said the Dusties believe everybody's got to die sooner better than later. You think the corpses you've seen are happier in the dead book than out of it? The corpses I've seen here, where do they all come from? Death visits the plane every day, Chief. These chambers are all that's left in the poor sods who sold their bodies to the caretakers after death. Enlighten me. Who are these caretakers? They call themselves the Dustmen. Okay. Before you said something about making sure I didn't kill any female corpses. Why? What? Are you serious? Look, Chief, these dead chits are the last chance for a couple of hardy bashers like us. We need to be chivalrous. No hacking them up for keys, no lopping their limbs off, things like that. Last chance? What are you talking about? Chief, they're dead. We're dead. See where I'm going? You can't be serious. Chief, we already got an opening line with these limping ladies. We're all dead. We all died at least once. We'll have something to talk about. They'll appreciate men with our kind of death experience. Wait, didn't you say before that I'm not dead? Well, alright, you might not be dead, but I am, and from where I'm standing, I wouldn't mind sharing a coffin with some of these fine Sweeney cadavers I see here. Of course, the caretakers would have to part with them first, and that's not likely. Alright, I'm trying to remember that. Second, if you're half as forgeful as you seem to be, Start writing stuff down. Whenever you come across something that might be important, jot it down so you don't forget. If I had that journal I was supposed to have with me, I'd do that. Start a new one then, Chief. No loss. There's plenty of parchment and ink around here to last you. Alright, it couldn't hurt. I'll make a new one then. Alright, I got it. Let's go.
Updated my journal.
The shambling corpse gazes at you with vacant eyes. Her skin is paper thin, almost wispy. It's like someone draped a sheet of cobwebs across her face. The number 594 has been scratched into her forehead with a charcoal pencil. Psst. You see the way she was looking at me, huh? You see that? The way she was following the curve of my optical bone? You mean that blank-eyed beyond the grave stare? What, are you blind? She was scouting me out. It was shameless the way she wanted me. Wanted you to go away, maybe. She was obviously too distracted by me to pay attention to some stupid bobbing head with a big mouth. You? Yeah, right. Trust me. Chits beyond the grave don't care about all that physicality, and I've got a body. And I'm scared and tough-looking. They want guys with spirit. That's me, Chief. You and corpses like you are common as copper. Whatever, Morty. Let's go. Bloodstains, rust, and other remains cover the surface of this metal slab. It is much larger than most. Okay. Looks like someone forgot to tell this side to stop walking the rules of threes. What do you mean? These corpses don't have much left in the attic, so they can't do more than one task at a time. When they're told to do something, they'll keep doing it until someone tells them to stop. This poor sod probably finished some task, and then they forgot to tell him. Who gives them their commands? Either one of the caretakers here, or else whatever necromancer raised them out of the dead book. Probably one of the caretakers here. They're the ones who need the cheap labor, after all. Alright, come on, let's keep moving. Logbook. These barrels contain a murky liquid. It smells like a cross between vinegar and formaldehyde. The scribe looks very old. His skin is wrinkled and has a slight trace of yellow, like old parchment. Charcoal gray eyes lie within an angular face, and a large white beard flows down the front of his robes like a waterfall. His breathing is ragged and irregular, but even his occasional coughing does not slow the scratching of his quill pen. Greetings. Whoa, Chief, what are you doing? I was going to speak with the scribe. He might know something about how I got here. Look, rattling your bone box with Dusty should be the last thing. Before Morning can finish his rant, the scribe begins coughing violently. After a moment or two, the coughing spell dies down, and the scribe's breathing resumes in ragged wheeze. And we especially shouldn't be swapping the chat with sick Dusties. Come on, let's leave. The quicker we give this place the laugh, the better. Before Morning can finish, the scribe's gray eyes flicker to you. The weight of years hang very heavy upon me, restless one. He places down his quill, but I do not yet count deafness among my ailments. Restless one, do you know me? Know you. There is a trace of bitterness in the scribe's voice as he speaks. I have never known you, restless one. No more than you have known yourself. He is silent for a moment. For you have forgotten, have you not? Who are you? As always, the question, and the wrong question as always. He bows slightly, but the movement suddenly sends him into a bout of coughing. I am Dahl. Perhaps you can answer some questions for me, doll.
Updated my journal.
Very well. What did you wish to know? What is this place? You're in the mortuary, Restless One. Again, you have come. Before you can finish, Doll breaks into a fit of coughing. After a moment, he calms himself, and his breathing resumes in ragged wheeze. This is the waiting room for those about to depart the shadow of this life. Tell me about the mortuary. This is where the dead are brought to be interred or cremated. It is our responsibility as dustmen to care for the dead, those who have left this shadow of life and walk the path to true death. Doll's voice drops in concern. Your wounds must have exacted a heavy toll if you do not recognize this place. It is almost your home. Shadow life? Yes, a shadow. You see, Restless One, this life. It is not real. Your life, my life, they are shadows, flickering of what life once was. This life is where we end up after we die, and where we remain trapped, caged, until we can achieve true death. True death? True death is non-existence, a state devoid of reason, of sensation, of passion. Doll coughs, then gives a ragged breath, a state of purity. Sounds like oblivion. Why would anyone want that? It is worse than remaining in the shadow of what life once was. I think not. I see. I had some other questions. How did I get here? Doll snorts in contempt as if he finds the memory repugnant. Your moldy chariot ferried you in the mortuary, Restless One. You would think you were royalty based on the number of loyal subjects that lay stinking and festering upon the cart that carried you. I arrived here on a cart.
Updated my journal.
Yes, your body was somewhere in the middle of the heap, sharing its fluids with the rest of the mountain of corpses. Doll breaks into another violent fit of coughing, finally catching his breath minutes later. Your sensational Farad was, as always, pleased to accept a few moldy coppers to dump a lot of you at the mortuary gate. Who is Farad? He is a collector of the dead. Doll draws a ragged breath and continues. We have such people in our city that scavenge the bodies of those that have walked the path of true death and bring them to us and bring them to us so that they may be inherited properly. Where can I find this Farad? If events persist as they have, Restless One, you have a much greater chance of Farad finding you and bringing you to us again before you find whatever ooze puddle he wallows in this time. Nevertheless, I must find him. A slight warning creeps into Doll's tone. Do not seek out Farad, Restless One. I am certain that it will simply come full circle again with you none the wiser and Farad a few coppers richer. Accept death, Restless One. Do not perpetuate your circle of misery. Can you tell me how to get out of here? The front gate is the most obvious exit, but they will not let anyone other than dustmen pass. One of the guides by the front gate has a key to it, but it is unlikely he will open it for you unless you are extremely persuasive. I see. Do you know who I am?
Journal.
I know scant little of you, Restless One. I know little more of those that have journeyed with you and who now lie in our keeping. I ask that you no longer ask others to join with you, Restless One. Where you walk, so walks misery. Let your burden be your own. There are others who have journeyed with me, and they are here.
Updated my journal.
Do you not know the woman's corpse interred in the memorial hall below? I had thought that she had traveled with you in the past. Doll looks like he's about to start coughing again, and then catches his breath. Am I mistaken? Where's her body? The Northwest Memorial Hall on the floor below us. Check the bears there. Her name should be on one of the memorial plaques. Mayhap that will receive your memory. I don't know. I don't recall ever traveling with a woman. What do you do here? I'm a scribe, a cataloger of all the shells that come to the mortuary. As long as the system of corpses flows through the mortuary, I shall remain at my post. You say that I have been here more than once. How is it that the dustmen do not recognize me?
Updated my journal.
I am the one that catalogs the shells that come to our halls, Restless One. Only I see the faces of those that lie upon our slabs. The dark of your existence lies safe with me. You sound ill. Are you not well? I'm close now to the true death, Restless One. I will not be long before I pass beyond the eternal boundary and find the peace I have been seeking. I tire of this mortal sphere. The plains hold no more wonders for one such as I. Are you certain there might be some way I could help you? I do not wish to live forever, nor live again, Restless One. I could not bear it. Farewell. As you turn to leave, Dahl speaks. Know this, I do not envy you, Restless One. To be reborn as you would be a curse that I could not bear. You must come to terms with it. At some point your path will return you here. It is the way of all things flesh and bone. Then perhaps we will meet again, Dahl.
Hey, what's eating you, Chief?
Just checking to see if you're still with me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we will end this episode here. So thank you very much for joining me on this first episode of Planescape Torment. And we'll be playing this game for the foreseeable future. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. And as always, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And we'll see you all in the next one.